So now we're going to create another product together. And this time around, it's going to be more of a service kind of product. It's cake decoration. Now, when you consider the cake itself is a product. The frosting, the buttercream frosting is another product. And then the decoration on it is a different type of product because it's not a physical product like the cake and the buttercream. It's more like a skill. It's your skill as an artist in decorating the cake and making it look nice. And I'm going to show you how to set it up. So if we go to add new product and we say from scratch, so let's say cake decoration for 6 inches. In terms of variant, I told you how variants should be the different sizes. But because this is a service, we can use sizes. So we can use the complexity of decoration as the variant. So if we say simple and we say regular, complex, and let me just assign a price to this. Okay, let me say continue and submit this. So if we go to configure, now the main thing when it comes to a service is actually activities, because most of the costs is incurred from you spending your time in creating the product. And so for decoration, we can just set up the decoration activity. You can also sell a little bit of customer interaction and support because oftentimes you need to talk with your customer about the kind of decoration that they want on the cake. And so for simple decoration, you can just set like a 10 minutes for customer interaction. We typically spend around 15 minutes decorating the cake. And for a regular decoration, set this to 10 minutes as well. And we can see, in this case, we'll spend 25 minutes decorating the cake. And finally, for complex decoration, we might have a more extensive interaction with the customer here. So we can set this to 15 minutes. And then we can say we're going to spend 90 minutes decorating. We save that. And we should see our cost price here. And reminder that the cost price comes from expenses. So if you go to expenses and go to activities, you should see that decoration has a cost per hour of this. And this probably comes from the salary of the chief baker, right? Because it's the chief baker that has decoration allocation of 25%. Okay. Now, so if we come back to our product, we're in configuration. We have set up the activities, all the activities here. In terms of add-ons, we also need add-ons for cake decoration, right? Because we need to consider things like cake topper, the number, the sprinkles, maybe some chocolate sprinkles or Oreos, right? Now, ideally, all these things should be raw materials, right? But because with cake decoration, it's difficult to have a fixed set of things. You're doing different things based on the decoration you have in mind. So it's difficult to set up a fixed set of raw materials for the decoration. But what we can do instead is more like a workaround. We can set add-ons and we can call it a decoration budget. If we create an add-on, oh yes, I have one here already called a decoration budget. Now, if you don't have it, you can simply create it. You can come here and create decoration budget here and save. But because I have it already, I wouldn't. I would simply select what I have. Okay, so how does this work? What we're going to do is we're going to assign a budget, the amount we're going to spend within. So we're saying for a simple cake, I'm going to spend within this amount to buy all the extra toppings I need for my decoration. So for simple cake, I'll put a budget of 2,500. For regular, I'll put a budget of 4,000. For complex, I'll put a budget of 20,000. Okay, all right. Finally, for components, we really don't have, but actually, we do have components, right? So you need to consider the cake board. We also need to consider the cake box, right? So we can put that here as well, because I think this is the best place to put it. But that's up to you. You can choose not to put it here. You can choose to put it with the cake itself. But the thing is that not all cakes will require a cake box. Not all cakes will require a cake board. Most likely, a cake that requires a cake board is one that has decoration, right? So that's why I think it makes sense to put it here. Cake board. I don't think I have it, so I'll create a new one from raw material. Let's call it cake board. For a 6-inch cake, we'll need an 8-inch cake board. 8 inch. Measurement is going to be in units. Let's say I bought 10 and I bought them for 20,000. So that's around 2,000 naira per board. So I save. And so that adds cake board. Another one I'll add is cake box. So if we say create a new store item from raw material and we say cake box, and let's say I bought 5 for 5,000 and I save. All right, so now we have cake board 8 inches and cake box 8 inches. The cake is 1 cake box and 1 cake board. 1, 1. And that's it. And there we have our setup for decoration. If we go back to variants, you can see that the complex decor is costing us 24, and that's because I put a crazy amount in terms of the decoration budget.